All right. Welcome everyone to our 10th uh, progress meeting. We've got several new members who've joined. Uh, to those, welcome. It's good to have you here. We really appreciate your willingness to participate and contribute to this initiative. If you happen to read the email, including this agenda, um, we kind of changed up how we're going to do meetings moving forward. So we've got a code of conduct that we hope everyone reads beforehand. And then, of course, the pre-meeting guide. Now, in the pre-meeting guide is what we would cover typically in a meeting, but for the sake of time and so we can kind of transition into a more proactive, collective effort, uh, we we decided to have these key topics be covered on your own beforehand. So moving into the agenda here, we're looking to start a CE5 disclosure outreach podcast, which I think would be extremely helpful in getting more ambassadors to get on board with what we're doing. So, I mean, if you're interested in either assisting in developing the podcast or being on the podcast or both, please reach out to me or Frida, Elisa, Zach, Scott, any one of us, and we will definitely be in contact so we can discuss more. So moving into the key points here, I guess we've already covered this code of conduct and outreach guide. We'd like to review before the meeting. Presentation materials. This I decided to keep in the agenda. I think that it's important for us to cover in every meeting. So please be sure to submit any templates that you plan on creating, such as pamphlets, brochures, cards, etc., so that Raven can review any of the materials of the disclosure project that we create, and they need to be approved before disseminating to the public. The reason is we want to uphold the integrity of Dr. Greer and the disclosure project, and obviously represent them the way they would like to be represented. They've, really helped us out with allowing us to do this and have this process so we can, get those materials out to the public. So let's do our best to respect that. And, just if you have any ideas, send them on over to any one of us that I mentioned before or into the group. And we will definitely submit those so that way we can get them reviewed and hopefully approved. One last thing on that I should have probably added is we do not sell anything. Everything we do is for free. If you're going to be affiliated with this project, we just ask that you don't try and sell any of the materials that we are passing out to the public. It's just immoral and it's just not right. So proactive. This is huge. I mean, absolutely huge. Our mission is to be as proactive as possible. We want to help raise the awareness of our local communities, wherever you may be, and together raise the collective awareness of people on Earth. So right away, we're going to move into the team input. This section makes up the body of our meetings. In this section, we're looking to share our ideas, share our recent or upcoming efforts, and if your most recent effort was a month or two ago, feel free to share on that. We're also going to begin screen sharing. Unless you don't feel comfortable, you can send them over to one of us and we can share your efforts. Last but not least, how do you plan on assisting others involved in this initiative? So if you read the pre-meeting guide, you would know that we're really looking to help each other share our efforts. And what I mean by that is, let's say Zach in Wisconsin sets up a table and, he's passing out cards or what have you. and he's taking pictures and photos. We want to take those photos and pictures with his permission, of course, and pass them out or share that online with other CE5 groups and CE5 ambassadors. There's plenty of groups out there that we can do that, and the reason we're doing that is we want to encourage them to begin doing what we are doing. They don't necessarily have to join our effort, but we want the idea out there where there's more proactive, on the ground, pounding the pavement, going beyond the algorithm. So, example, um, whoever goes, I'll put your name here where it says ambassador and put your state or country or region. Um, we're asking for you to describe an idea or ideas that you've had recently as it relates to educating the public, or how we can assist each other. Please share any efforts you've conducted recently. Describe how you conducted your effort. Were there any talking points? What materials did you use? Um, did you record it? Where can we find the link? Are we free to share your efforts? How did it go overall? Do you have any advice? So before I transition to that, I just want to change screens here, actually. Let me see. Bear with me. Okay. So would anyone like to go first and share maybe some ideas you had? Um,
I have an idea.
Excellent. Who's that?
Me, Josh.
Oh, Josh. Hey, how's it going, Josh?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know what? I would like to give a proper introduction real quick. Josh is the administrator on Dr. Greer's Discord channel. He's, got a large following on that channel, and I think he'll be a tremendous help to, encourage some of those other ambassadors to get on board. With that, Josh.
Well, first, I would have to say Alex and Pablo are the administrators,
Oh,
and they have been kind enough to let me also be one. I am one. Uh, I have to defer to them, though. Respect where respect is due for that case. Second of all, as part of this effort, I think it would be useful. I don't know how effective to create a CE5 club at Missouri State University. As a student, I'm in a position to get that started and have the ability to reserve space in one of the various places that can have space reserved, like where there's a lot of throughput for people, foot traffic, and host tables and stuff, and you know, get people interested and have like, flyers and brochures and billboards and stuff and pin stuff up there. It's actually a relatively simple process to do to reserve a space and, just go stand out there for several hours or something. As far as the group goes, Missouri State University is notorious for there's not near as many people with time. Like there's a lot of commuter students and stuff, and there's not. It's way less, way more. Like I don't know how effective the group would be because I don't know how many people are going to want to or have the time to join and stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there as something that I would like to do, whether or not we think it's a good idea.
I think that's a wonderful idea. And, just for a little feedback, I think that, and this is for everyone really, at any point you feel that it may not be as, uh, many people are packed or contributors or what have you, as long as, you are able to at least bring this to the attention of at least one person, you can consider your effort a success, I believe, and most of us.
Mhm.
So I think what you're doing is a great. I think what you plan on doing is a great idea.
Excellent. I'm
Thanks for
going to go
sharing,
ahead with
guys.
it though. Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
Yeah, I Nate, if it's cool. I feel like I haven't participated so much in these meetings because I don't have necessarily a community at the moment. I have been traveling literally since September, but at one point there I had bought, I don't know, I think 500 of those cards with the QR code on it. I think I apologize. I don't remember who made them, but those cards I bought 500 of them, and everywhere I've traveled from the ancient sites, from Serpent Mound to Devil's Tower, Mammoth Cave, Stonehenge, I leave those cards, um, any place that I can on the pegboards, or if people just, start talking to me about them, I have been handing them out. I am almost out of them, but everywhere I go that I'm able to leave them, be it restaurants. I'm currently in Scotland. I have left those on bus seats, on planes. I've given them to, waiters, waitresses, whatever. I mean, whoever, uh, or wherever I am, but they're across the world now. So that's what I've been doing.
That is phenomenal. I think that's great. I mean, even if you, like you said, you don't really have a community, but just the fact that you're being proactive and trying to raise awareness wherever you go, I think that's just as important, if not more effective, I believe, because if you're able to go around like you are and
Hmm.
raise awareness, I mean, that's great. That's ideal for most of us. I really wish I could do what
Yeah.
you're doing. That's great.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Like I said, I'm in Scotland right now, and there's so many people that they're just so open to it. I've had numerous conversations, around the world. So that is my effort. So
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
yeah.
Also, you can update me to Southwest Missouri.
Okay, thank you for that. Awesome. All right. Anybody else like to go?
I was just gonna say I'm
Yeah.
really. Oh, did someone start talking or
Oh,
not?
go ahead.
Sorry.
I'll
um,
jump in next.
Holly, that's really good that you're doing that, and that if that's all you can do, that's still like the best. That's actually what I've been doing. I was the one who made the cards, and for someone who's out of work right now, like that's all I can do too. Just whenever I'm out, just passing those cards around and just giving explanations or getting into really interesting conversations is what counts, and that's what's go a long way. So that counts. All right, go ahead, Zach.
Hey, real quick, if you don't mind, Lisa,
Hmm.
with you making those cards, if you could you provide that in the Instagram chat, in the Discord chat, and then also I'm going to direct everyone in for here in the meeting minutes to reach out to you if they don't see it in the meeting, or the group chat or what have you. Is that okay?
Yeah, please reach out to me, and I'll also post it in these comments, in the comment section right here, and then I will send another update to the Discord chat, and then also on Instagram on the Instagram chats. So yes, please reach out to me, please.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
You welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna just jump in and say on kind of how the popularity of all this is increasing and people are more open to it. If you can find, media outlets that are willing to hear hear you out and not approach them as, with your tinfoil hat on, as, normal sane person. A lot of people want to hear about what we're doing, especially like, with CE5 meetings, and then you just kind of drizzle all the disclosure on top of that, you know, pointing things out to them that are kind of become obvious. Like you get a lot of ahas. There's a lot of opportunities to spread it over, podcasts and radio and TV soon. I had another podcast interview Thursday, actually. So had another smaller scale one in southern Wisconsin, but nonetheless more outreach and yeah, public information getting out there.
Yeah. Hey, Zach, the podcast that you're going to be on Thursday, is it going to be live or is it going to be uploaded at a later date?
No, that'll probably be uploaded at some later date. It was kind of going in an archive too, with kind of just UFO files that all revolved around this one town, Belleville, and it's one of our UFO capitals. So it's going into that project.
Oh, that's awesome. Would you mind sharing those, links or any information to any of your past podcasts or your upcoming podcasts in the Instagram and maybe the Discord chats?
Yeah, sure thing. When I get some links from them on this, I'll send them out. And there's another one that's in production right now too. That's we'll see how that one turns out, but it looks like it should be pretty good. And yeah, other than that, we're just another expo up in Eau Claire, trying to get a hour speaking slot during that. It's a big 3 day thing, 500 plus attendees, in the audience. So a wider path there, and we'll have a booth and got multiple events lined up. We'll sit at the booth and hand out cards and talk to people.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Thank you, Zach, for sharing. We
Yeah,
look
thanks,
forward
Nate.
to you sharing those links and everything. Because correct me if I'm wrong, you're okay with everyone sharing the work that you've created, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
This is very important for those who are online now and those who are at home or maybe watching this at a later date. We're asking, everyone to please help share this information. I went on Facebook and, searched CE5 and then, with a filter for groups. And there are hundreds of groups that are online. It's a tedious process if you're like me and want to, share, a post, let's say, something Zach's done, and I share it to every single one of them if I can. And so if multiple of us are doing that, we're really encouraging the CE5 community to, begin, being that voice in communities all over the world. So we're, please help with that.
I will look into if Facebook has an API that will allow you to programmatically do that so that it's not so time consuming.
Oh man, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let me write that down. Whoa, typing a little fast. Anybody else like to go?
I'll go if it's okay.
Yes, please.
Can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm in Colorado and we're having a huge snowstorm.
Yeah, we can hear you good. Anybody else can hear?
I can hear you good too. I'm in Colorado. It's not snowing right now. What part in Colorado are you at?
I'm in Grand Lake and we've been getting hammered all day. So I just wanted to check.
Okay, I'm in Denver. I'm like, wait, I don't see anything. What you're talking about?
Yeah, it's pretty snowy here. But if it gets choppy, I'll just turn my video off. And that usually solves the problem. But Anthony, actually, who's not on the call, but he's on our contact list, reached out to me about putting together like a Colorado group of us to do events. And I had the idea, since my background is environmental education and astronomy programs, to potentially do a booth or like a vendor table at FIBARC, which is the Whitewater Festival in Salida. I'll be living down there this summer, and I've done booths at Salida or at FIBARC before in Salida, and they see like almost 7,000 to 10,000 people at that event every year. It's very, very popular. So we were brainstorming that and actually contacted them, but I really just wanted to get more information since I'm new about like training and like what we can and can't say, and some of these documents and cards that we can hand out so we can be successful.
Yeah, no, welcome. This is great. The event that's going to occur in Salida, you said you do have it lined up or you're looking to get into that.
I just shot them a quick email to see when they release the vendor applications, but Anthony and I both wanted to see if we needed to get like approval through you all first and get kind of set up before we went through with it. But yeah,
Oh,
that's what we were thinking.
no, that's great. So, there are a bunch of materials, presentation and distribution materials that many of us have put together, mostly Frida, because she's the artistic one. I'm sure there's a lot of artistic people in here, but she's put together a lot of them and we submitted them. They're approved, as well as some from Elisa. All of those are, those are good to go. And we're going to go through those so everyone can see not only on here, but online. And you can reach out to Frida or Elisa or any one of us, and we can get you those materials. You can, if you, let's say, get an approval to do the event in Salida. Did I say that right? Salida or Salida?
Salida.
Then yeah, feel free. So we will definitely run through that.
Great. Thank you.
Anybody else like to go?
Yeah, well, I've been currently translating Dr. Greer's paper on coherent thought sequencing into Spanish, which we received via email last Sunday. If you're subscribed to the newsletter, Dr. Greer's newsletter, yeah. So I'm wondering if anyone in the team speaks Spanish and English, so I can send them the translation so they can check it and we can like polish the translation, yeah. And also send it to Raven. Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind, whatever you put together, please send to either me or Frida or Elisa. Raven, she's got a lot on her plate and we don't want to overburden her with everyone just sending in things that they want to put together. Just, the fewer point of contacts, the better. I mean, at least at this point, but that is a great idea. I am pretty good in Spanish. I'm not fluent, but I can read it really well. So if you're, would like to send them over to me, I can kind of cross-check that for you and see, and we can, see if there's anything we need to change.
Perfect. Yeah, great.
Anybody else like to go? Let's see.
Yeah, hi Nate. I just wanted to see if I can introduce myself to the group. So I'm Karina. I've been working with Dr. Greer for a while now, and then the end of last year he brought me on to work with Raven, because as Nate says, she has a huge amount on her plate, and he wants her more to focus on the higher level, the papers that he's writing for heads of state and the whistleblowers and those projects. He needs her to work more on that with him directly. So he asked me to really cover a lot of her sort of admin role. So I've been looking at doing the events with Nate, the CE5 events. I've organized the cruise that we've got coming up in April. I'm doing the shop, so all the merchandising and that kind of thing, and really just anything admin-y, just to take off Raven's plate and free up her time. So I'm here more as just a support for all of you. If there's anything that you need, any help I can give in any way, then I'm obviously happy to help in any way I can.
Awesome. Thanks, Karina. And I am so sorry. when we're preparing the meeting and I'm just accepting people to come in, I didn't even realize Karina's great. Has anybody seen the cruise? I mean, dude, it's super awesome. I wish I could go. Just not going to be able to this time around, but
I recognize some. I actually recognize some of the names as actually coming on the cruise.
that's so Karina's doing a great job helping out Dr. Greer, and we actually have another event that's I don't think it's finalized, but it's going to be in, I can say, right, Karina?
Yeah, I think Dr. Greer still hasn't made a decision yet on where the event's going to be in the summer. I think he's looking at making that this week.
Okay. All right. Well, then I won't say, but there's another one that we've been working on, and I think it's awesome. We think it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put you as support, and people can also send them over to you, right? We can, Karina or I.
Yeah. And it's just Karina at SeriousDisclosure.com. That's my email. So yes, you can send me whatever you need. I'll put my email address in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Karina. Would anybody else like to go? But real quick, just so everyone knows, I'm terrible sometimes at introductions, which I feel so bad. Don't hold it against me. I'm just a regular citizen trying to be proactive here. But with that, please, whoever else is willing to share, please do.
I guess I'd like to go.
Okay.
Can you hear me all right?
Hear you.
Cool. Okay, so I'm Alan from California, and uh, I might be the youngest one here. I'm 21, so I don't really have a huge community to reach out to. But I'm doing what I can and just changing a few people's mind here and there and just giving them the information to go to, uh, linking them to the Disclosure Project archives, the direct links, and I mean, so I have like a whole list of what I send people and like anyway, I'm just doing what I can, and that's it. I don't know what else I can share.
You know what? That's great. And just the fact that you're here means that you're open to maybe learning other ways to reach out to people that, are in your community. And what we find is if a lot of introverts find that, having the cards are easier for them, they don't have to do like setting up a table and interacting with people. You can kind of just easily hand off a card and don't really have to have much of a discussion, just kind of put the ball in their court. So if that's something you're open to when we review some of these materials, we can definitely help you get set up with that so you have something to, at least something tangible to give to the people you are talking to.
Thank you. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Awesome. Anybody else
I
like
have
to
a
go?
quick question.
Oh, yes, please.
I figure nothing in here, nothing in anything we do will be kid inappropriate. What's the possibility of getting any kids involved in this? Like not directly, but say I have a niece and nephew who are interested. I don't really know how they believe in this, but they act very interested. What are the group's thoughts on that?
I think, let me just say this. Growing up, my parents, had my sisters and I uh, volunteer, whether it be at the Salvation Army to feed people or in other ways. And, I think that this is something that is for everyone. Obviously, if you have kids, I'd recommend that you get them involved in this. Maybe not some of the, more gory stuff, but just the fact that we're not alone, that, the consciousness whereby each of us are awake is, a singularity. Things like this, information like that, I think is definitely necessary and probably essential for the future generations, for, our children to get that in their minds now. So I am absolutely all for that. There's been many occasions where I've conducted a CE5, for example, and I've had my children with me because why not? right? So I think that's a great question, and I'm all for that. Anybody else?
Yeah, can I add to that? If that's cool. So, I have a 6-year-old little girl, and she's been doing CE5s with me since I was pregnant with her. She knows the entire drill. She knows we do the tones and we go through the whole thing. What
Uh,
her instead of, like Nate said, going through anything she couldn't handle, what we do is we just practice the opening the heart chakra, and we you tap on your heart if you have to direct your focus there. And we just picture the heart chakra opening, and just this burst of light going out into the universe to any persons or beings that need it from us. um I She likes to pick the color rainbow, and her rainbow has sparkles in it, so that's great. And it goes out into the universe, all this love. And we sit out under the stars and we do this, um just sending out love to all the beings. And I mean, we have had you know so much contact, so many visitations, that way. We invite them as long as it's safe for them, to be closer. I mean, the amount of experiences this little one has had, um, just in doing that part, it would blow your mind. So I think kids can handle it. I think that it's fun. She loves looking into the sky for beings, and she loves talking to them. So I never wanted her to be scared of any of that, or to think that portals aren't real or other dimensions aren't real. So I think if you go into it that way, I think that it's beautiful. There's no reason to scare them.
yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and who was that was talking? Is that Josh?
It is Josh.
Okay. Well, so you know, obviously, depending on the age, I think there are some things that are kid appropriate and some that are not. In terms of what we're doing, if anybody disagrees, I think with conducting outreach to the public, um, give me just a second here, guys. Somebody's at my door. In the meantime, would anybody else like to go? Give me just a second.
Unexpected guest.
I would. I actually would like to add to the kid piece. So I have a little one, and actually, he's been the reason I've had conversations with people about CE5 and disclosure when I didn't think I would, because he loves it and is really involved with it with me. But he likes to tell people, "Oh, my mom reaches out to aliens," or he'll say something about his mom and aliens, and so then people are like, "What?" And so because of him, I've been able to have these wonderful conversations and get people interested and share information. So he's kind of been an icebreaker of sort in some social realms.
Very cool. I have a question for both of you then. Two things. First, well, a remark and a question. First, it'll surely be an awesome childhood to look back on for both of those kids. Just the energy of kids, and looking back on, trying to think back on my own upbringing, and it's just such a magical time, and I'm sure they're gonna really appreciate that growing up. And the question is, how in the world do you get them to do anything even remotely related to meditation or to sit through a puja or any of that?
For me, I mean, she's just been doing it since, I was pregnant with her. So, I mean, I think that has some, I don't know if you could start off an 8-year-old doing meditations, but, you know, um, our lives changed recently. There's, things happened, and I decided to start following dreams. And my dream was to travel around the world doing CE5s and just getting people leveled up, and I'm so grateful. I don't take it for granted, but that's what we've been doing. We did a puja at Devil's Tower, in Wyoming. I don't know if any of you have been there, but the energy there is it's I don't know, it's so magnificent. It's you can feel how sacred that place is, So
It's
but
out in
she
the
sees it,
Badlands,
and
isn't it?
Awesome, guys.
yeah,
I
yeah. But
appreciate
when
everyone sharing. I appreciate everyone sharing. I think we've got a lot to take away with this meeting. There is a lot of, let me start over here. Our primary focus here is to reach out to the public, and how are we going to do that? And so we've got to maintain that focus. I love the stories. I think that we should definitely continue those stories, maybe in a different setting. But if anybody else at this point has any ideas that they have that can help to reach out to the public, educating the public, please feel free to share that now. Or if you have any ideas that you could help to further, the reach to the CE5 community, please feel free to do that now.
I might jump in. Um, so one of the, and I mentioned this before, but we have a lot of new members. One of the tactics I had used as a fun activity is using remote viewing with paper and pen. Like even kids can do it. I did the exercise with the family I'm friends with where there were two kids and the father, and the results were quite remarkable. And the daughter, she loved the activity and she wanted to keep doing it. And I also been doing with both with several kids and adults in other settings, um, and remote view, and I used the remote viewing as not just like a fun exercise, but also kind of like as a teaching tool, to kind of explain string theory and quantum and how that relates to CE5, and contacting the ETs in terms of CE5 and stuff. So in terms of having like doing it like a CE5 club at a school or at a convention or something, that could be, or even at a family or friends dinner night or something. That could be like one activity where kind of for people doesn't know anything about the topic, it could be like an introductory experience tool. So and if you don't know how to do it, I promise you there's a lot of YouTube videos like how to do it. Introductory video. So and it's a lot easier than you think. So also so I promised Nate I would show my the materials I made, if that's all right, Nathan. Oh, that likes me, yes. Let's see some. Nathan, you wanted me to share the materials, so I need to share my screen. So I sent you a request right now.
Okay, that's great what you shared with the family settings and ways to kind of help educate. That's for all ages. That's great. Let me go ahead and try and share or allow you to share your screen here. Let's see.
So I'm a Cub Scout leader. So I had kids between 6 to 9 usually, but sometimes I work with older kids. And I had opportunities where I've done remote viewing exercises with the kids, both the younger and the older ones, and they absolutely loved it. They thought it was like kind of like this wow factor. And they were like, why can't school kind of be like this, you know?
That's
Uh,
awesome. You're able to
so,
share now, Frida.
okay. Let's see. I have no idea if you can see my screen or not. Hold on. Is that? Aha, okay. Share. Okay, is that how you do it? Okay, okay? Are you seeing Discord? Got it. Okay. So, in terms of how to find the materials, the approved no, the approved printable materials that is available, you can, the most easiest way is go to Discord and then you check out the outreach report and then scroll a little bit up and you find the submission link. So I have both a Discord, no, sorry, a Google Drive folder, which is available for everyone, which has all the printable materials with and without the bleeds. And if you wonder what that is something every printer shop wants you to have. And also, I have made a lot of like YouTube Shorts videos that are also available to the public. You can download there. And I also upload all the printable materials on VistaPrint. So you can log into this account, which is right here with, here's the password. And just to give you a kind of sneak peek, let's see. Are you seeing VistaPrint now? Or no, hold on. I'm new to this. How do I do this? Share, show slide control. How do you do this? Oh, hold on. Okay, no, I get it. Okay, there you go. Okay, do you see VistaPrint now? Okay, I take your word on it, just. um, okay, so just like a quick peek. So there's like I made the materials in a lot of different like different sizes depending the person's need. So they're like stand-on banners, background banners, posters, cards, whatever you want. you you shop whatever you
Very
want.
cool.
And so right now this is vistaprint.com. But what I have discovered is that because Vistaprint is international, so there's a lot of, so it's it's available in many countries, but usually it would be like vistaprint.dk like for Denmark or NO for Norway or whatever. So what I discovered when if I were to log into Vistaprint Norway, let's say, a lot of the products, sorry, as available in the .com is not available in the other countries. So so if you like are Danish or something or German or whatever, and you want to and you kind of log into the German version of Vistaprint, the same project that is available in America might not be available in in Germany or whatever. So so it would say it's like sold out. So if that's the case for you, you can. That's why this is precisely why I kind of made all the materials available on the Google Drive, so that if you are, let's say, a German and you go to the German Vistaprint, you can just download the Google Drive version and just upload it on the German version of Vistaprint, or just go to your local printer shop if that is easier or cheaper for you. You know, whatever suits you. So Yeah. Mm,
If I may interject real
Yeah.
quick, just so everyone knows, you can see that you're purchasing these on your own. We,
Yes.
meaning anyone a part of this group, does not make any money from this. This is directly from Vistaprint. I mean, it's a company that you can make all kinds of things, hats, etc., shirts, whatever. So we make absolutely no money from this. If As you guys know, we've had discussions with Raven in our meetings before in the past where there's a potential that we could have these items coming from the Disclosure Project website. So, that this is something that most of us are aware of. We've discussed. There you go. Sorry. And so, in the future, that's a possibility. These could be featured on the, Dr. Beer's website. So pretty cool. Go ahead. Sorry, Frida.
I'm thinking. I'm just trying to remember if there's anything else I need to mention.
Didn't you have
mm,
some short clips that were approved? We had a,
oh, yes. Yes, I do. Hold on. Let me find them. It's faster if I go. Mm. Uh, I don't know if you can see. Hold on. Can you see? Can you see my Google Drive? I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So right now I have made uh, I'm not gonna have the sound on. I'm just turning off the sound, so not playing. So I made a lot of like YouTube shorts from Dr. Gear's movies. So you can just upload them wherever on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. I made it for the Lost Century and for the Close Encounters movie. I am working on for the Cosmic Hoax and Unacknowledged. That's still in the process. But that is also on the Google Drive, which is available for you with the same link you saw earlier. So you can download and do what you want. And I also added with English subtitles for all of them because that's what you do these days with everything. Someone was mentioned that we should have for the shorts we should have like Spanish subtitles or French or with other languages, which you're totally welcome to do. I only fluent in Norwegian and English, so that's outside of my scope of doing. But you're welcome to do it, and if you want to do it, then please contact me, and I will provide you with the file. And then you can add the file without the subtitles, so that you can add your own. Yes.
I want to do that. I want to put the subtitles into Spanish, in Spanish, yeah.
Lovely.
Mhm.
Also, and regarding, because you were translating Dr. Draguer's one of his works, I know we have another Spanish member. I forget, I forgot his name. um, in terms of like double checking, spelling and translation and all of that. So I'm sure you can talk to this I forget his name, but I'm sure you could talk to them and to kind of like double checking in terms of translation and spelling and all of that. Um, um, so, is there anything else I've forgotten, Nathan?
Not that I can remember.
Mm, Also, Josh, just very quickly, I don't
Yes.
have any kids myself, but I have heard stories from other parents who have done CE5 with their own kids, and they all of them who I heard from, I only had positive experiences, and the kids love it. I myself have not had the opportunity to do it, uh, but at least in my experience, at least in terms of discussing about not being alone in the universe and being open, having open heart and stuff like that. In my experience, when I have those discussions with the kids, they were like, for them it was kind of a matter of course. It was just kind of just immediately sense to them. Um, and uh, and and also another exercise you can do, and then not just for kids but also with adults, is that in terms of like meditation stuff, you can like a very easy fun exercise you can do is you either have standing in front of a mirror with a blank background behind you, whether it's black or white, or you're standing in front of a white blank wall, and then you place your hand in front of it, and then you just then you kind of, with a very relaxed eyesight, you're just watching your hand, and after several minutes you will see kind of this shimmering outline around surrounding your hand, and that's basically your aura or life force. And apparently I've been doing it for many years without knowing it, and I kind of I learned about it when I took some classes several months ago. And I had that discussion with one of the scout kids, and apparently she's been also doing it, like totally on her own. So I think a lot of people are doing a lot more without knowing it. So that's like a very easy, fun exercise, kind of to challenge people. Like if especially if they're skeptical, just kind of you can challenge them like, hey, do this in front of the mirror or in front of your bedroom or whatever, and look at your hand or whatever. Um, so uh, yeah, they're like a fun exercise.
Thank you for that. I'll try that out with them. I think it would be at least as important getting kids into this as it is to get adults, not just for the future, and not even just because getting the kids into it now gets their parents and other family members into it, but their energy is so pure it could do nothing but good for our movement.
I agree. It's kids are amazing. I'm always impressed by them.
Yeah.
So, um, uh,
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Frida, if you would allow me to screen
yeah,
share.
yes, I will turn off my share
Yes.
thing as soon as I.
Let's go.
Uh-huh.
All right. I've got the kiddos here, so we'll probably hear them shortly. Thank you for showing those materials and for everyone's feedback. It is very much appreciated, and it's really essential to what we're doing. Let's try and help share this information, share these presentation materials, share these events that people have upcoming, that is the most important, well, just as important as reaching out to the public, because when we do that, others get encouraged to do this, and then more communities are getting educated. It's very critical. So
Just
we're
briefly, Nathan,
yes, go ahead.
I'm very sorry. I just remembered. So we have, I forget to mention, we have finished the translation of all the printable materials. I'm just in the process of, uh, downloading and organizing it. So it will. So I will upload them to the Google Drive soon. And I also delivered the materials to our Japanese members. So they're also working on translating it. And also, if anyone is a native speaker aside from Spanish and English, if you're a native speaker in any other languages, please reach out to me or Nathan or whoever, so that we can translate all the printable materials to other languages as well, so we can reach more people. So sorry, Nathan, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Continue.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. With that said, let's continue to be proactive, and I look forward to seeing the rest of you guys next week. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Good seeing you.
If anybody wants to continue that conversation we were talking about earlier, you can feel free to chat me up on the Discord, Dr. Greer's server. I'm one of the mods. You can easily find one of my posts. DM me.
Sounds good. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that.